Hi everyone. Today we are looking at the second session of Module 2 for Class 7, Unit 2, Pollution. In the previous session we looked at air pollution and what is pollution and pollutants. In this session we will be looking at water pollution and soil pollution. The session's opening begins by you recalling what happened in the previous session and collecting back the handouts that you had given for their at-home activity. Once you are done with that, introduce the concept of water pollution. Ask the children how water is important in our lives and discuss why we need water in our lives and the life of everything in nature. Once done that, go through the different handouts that you have which talks about the causes of water pollution. Some of them are industrial waste being put into the water body, hot water discharged, which is also from industries, sewage, which is the waste that we create which goes into the water body, seepage of water with chemicals from which can harm our agricultural land, fertilizers that is being used, pesticides that is being used which is reaching our water bodies, mining waste, detergent which is coming there because we wash clothes in the water bodies, oil spillage, etc. Once each of these display cards are discussed with the children, you give them the worksheet that they need to do. This worksheet is a maze where they need to go from which starts with pure water at the entrance and ends with dirty, contaminated, polluted water. The course in which the water travels has all these causes which is adding to the water pollution. After that, we go into the main creation. For the main creation, we play a game called Clean Water. The Clean Water game has a board which is in the shape of 8 and it has cards which the children need to use to play this game. Divide the team in the class into groups of 6 and give each of them the board and the required cards. You also get a dice and coins which they can use as markers for them to know where they are standing when the game is being played. This game is very similar to the game that you played Save the Land for the 6th standard soil session. The game starts by one player rolling the dice and getting a specific number and moving the coins according to the number given in the dice to a particular place on the board. Depending on what the board says, he either reads the board and gets the point for that, or picks up a card from the cards which were kept face down, which will tell you either to do a task or to answer a question or give some information about water pollution. Children need to keep track of the points that they are making individually so that they know who is the winner at the end of the game. Play this game a couple of rounds and if the children are finishing the cards in one round, they can reshuffle those cards and put it again to continue the game. Once this is done, we move on to the next part which is explaining about soil pollution. For this, again use the different display cards which will show you what are the causes of soil pollution, the effects of soil pollution and what are some of the precautions you need to take to reduce soil pollution. Some of the causes are dumping solid waste, garbage, sewage liquids with chemicals in it, excess use of fertilizers, pesticides and insecticides, industrial waste with chemicals, addition of non-biodegradable waste like foam, plastic, etc. Then the effects are reduction of soil fertility, reduced crop yield, harmful chemicals get into plants and its products which affect human health, affects useful organisms such as earthworms, ants, etc. Once you finish this, you also talk about the precautions needed to be taken to reduce soil pollution. Once this whole thing is done, you play the next game which is the set game. For this set game, you need to make groups of 6 students. Deal the cards in such a way that each student will get 6 cards. Then the student needs to make a set of 3 cards which has a cause and effect and a precaution to reduce soil pollution. Once they make a set, they can put it down and show it to the other players. They need to explain which was the cause, what is an effect and what is the way you can reduce soil pollution. Once the other players accept the explanation that the first player gave, they can keep the set aside as a set that they made. Then they need to put, if you do not have a set, you can put a card down and take a card from the pack of cards that have been kept there. Each player gets a round like this. Either they put down a set, or they take a card for them to make a set. The ones who make the maximum number of sets like this is the winner of the game. With this, we move into the closure. For the closure, ask the children what are the 3 types of pollution. Once the children tell you it is air pollution, water pollution and soil pollution, talk to them and understand, get the answers from them as to why do we need to reduce causing these pollutions. Once they say that, ask them if it is really important for everyone to know the methods of reducing this pollution. Get their answers and tell them that the next week's at-home activity is for them to make a poster which explains why it is important for us to reduce soil pollution or water pollution or air pollution, or methods in which you can reduce pollution. Give them the A4 sheet for this and ask them to bring the poster back the next week. Once the children bring the posters back in the next week, you can put this up in the people's space so that the children can see it for the next sessions too. With this session is done. Thank you so much. See you in the next session.